Alright, so I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. As you can see, this is the map outline, so I figured, I'd just take some time to show you what the plan is, so you guys can kind of keep up to date, because I've changed more things since the last time. So, let me see. Yep. Alright, so as you know already, pretty much, let me find the tool. Yeah, this will be fine. Maybe something like this. There we go. So like all of this stuff was pretty much done. So that stuff was completed. And now what I'm going to do next is obviously go to the commerce area that I showed you on the first map outline of the city. But like I said in the nightclub thing, I'm changing the design because I felt like some of the districts were too small on how it would be. Because, right here where the circle is, this is where Spawn District was. The square, uh, these squares aren't exactly the same measurement as on the map, so some of these are going to be smaller, like the government district. Some of them are going to be in the Spawn District. Those are smaller, but like Commerce District, I did this tiny rectangle, so that's gonna actually be bigger. But just paint. I'm not trying to make this a work of art on the map outline. But anyhow, so obviously you have Spawn here. You go down, and then you have the Entertainment District right here. This square right here, that's going to be the stadium later in a future map update I do. Because I figured after the release I'll put that in. But just for now, I'm going to keep that blank. Because I might actually change it to something else other than a stadium. But anyhow, so I mentioned I'm merging the commerce district with the entertainment district. So it's just going to be the business district, and it's going to be a one big district. So you're going to have the bank, high wealth shops, medium wealth shops, low wealth shops. I thought about doing like a little photography building too, where like you can select different backgrounds and take photos and stuff. Because I thought that might be cool. If you want to link me some images like as a background for the photography shop, go ahead. Some things that I was thinking of would be they need to be pro-Soviet since this is in East Berlin. So, like the Soviets holding like a flag or the sickle, stuff like that. Because I have a couple ideas. If you ever played Call of Duty World at War, you have that scene where the Soviets are holding the red flag on the Reichstag. I figured that could be one of the backgrounds. Just so pro-Soviet stuff. We will be there for you guys can role play with that. Anyhow, so that'll probably be the Comets district, and like I said, it's gonna be bigger because I didn't exactly do the size right on here. And then after that's done, you have some housing over here, and then this is gonna be your like medium wealth, like apartments and stuff. Shops will be kind of spread out in here too, but most of them are going to be towards the center of the town. And this isn't all going to be filled in, by the way. There might be like some static buildings. So anyhow, with that over here, we have the government district. That's going to be pretty much the same, except I removed the tenements from here. I'll tell you where those got moved, but so those are gonna be gone, and it's just gonna be like apartments and hotels, I guess. Just kind of keep it as more government area. And I didn't want to have like the bank here because then it's gonna be pretty much impossible to rob. So just gonna instantly get there. With this, they have to go through the road or that road if you get caught. And also, the reason spawns over here is just because if you're raiding the Soviet HQ, I don't want them to break in a lore and just come through like a portal right here. So that's why spawns over here. And then, anyhow, so down here, this is kind of the main road to the outside district, I guess you can call it. And this is going to be like a little tunnel thing group. Oh, I might add some like railroad tracks or something just for looks. And this is going to be the for the more of the outer city, I guess. It's going to be more slummy. You're going to have a couple more factories like in the industrial warehouses. Maybe a construction site, like there'll be a building being built. It won't be complete. And then let's see, and then the tenements will also be here because it's basically the slums like in 1942. West Berlin will have like the embassy. Oh yeah, and that reminds me, checkpoints will be on each side of the bridges. What I'm going to do is let me open a new thing real quick. So for the checkpoint, you'll have your bridge, which let me quickly change some of this stuff. So you'll have your bridge here, for example, and then the checkpoints will be, let's, if I can get these, well, that's a bit too big, but there you go. So you'll have those little, trying to think of the word, but those little things that you pull like the board up, a board gate, yeah, that's what it's called. So you're going to have two of these on each side. Now, the reason that there's two on each side of the bridge, so you have two on this side, is so this side will stay open, this one on the top, and then the one on the very bottom. So then you bring the core and you're going to close the back one so they can't back out. And then you can, do your search on them before they go in. And I'll probably have some checkpoint buildings on each side of it too, just so the border guards have a place to be. But yeah, so that'll be what the checkpoints will look like. Like I said, embassy, a couple shops, and how nice housing will be in West Berlin, and anything else I can think of. And about 7 minutes in, so I'm going to try and wrap this up. So then you have the oil fields up here, you have these manors. The manors I'm going to add, it's going to be like your rich housing, you're going to have like a main gate that you can drive in. You're going to have a fence surrounding the whole area, including like your garage outside and stuff. But I'll probably put like some vines so you can actually climb over the wall, just to make that a interesting thing. You have your suburbs, which will be your medium housing district. Also, these lightning bolts are rebel hideouts. This one down here in the slummy area, it might be moved in here. That's going to be the rebel safe house, which they'll have a secret underground passage you can go in, and inside it's going to have like a vault for printers, a map of the whole city, stuff like that. So it will be like a rebel base of operations. Anyhow, so after that, you have these cabins spread out through the map on the outside. Then you have the last place, which is a tunnel going here to the farm, which might be the drug fields. I'll probably add a way to get through to the slummy industrial area as well, so you can try and smuggle your drugs into East Berlin to process them and sell if Raz can add that feature. And then maybe some of the drugs that are worth more, you have to process it and then sell it to an NPC in West Berlin. So then you have to find a way to get over the border without getting caught. And lastly, this little brown outline, that's going to be the tunnel. The entrance won't be here. There will be clues to it in the rebel hideouts. So, yeah, so that won't be the entrance. It's going to be in somewhere else. I already talked with Raz, and inside this tunnel will be KOS, but they can't, camp down there. Build, a checkpoint and set, an MG up and just shoot anyone that comes in. So, the video's about to run out. So, thank you for watching, and I'm going to do the casino next.